All right, we have some questions here in some of the comments. Somebody asks, what is your method called? And the guy is answering him saying it's fractional hedging, looks like. Yes, it is. It is in the sense that I went against these fractals, or I'm sorry, fractional. In other words, I'm scaling in. The goal is to never buy at the same price or sell at the same price. This is the soft entry, soft exit view, where you're in uh, a hedge that may be slightly, or you're on the sidelines, which would be another kind of way to trade, is just not be in the market until the market comes to you. So if you lay in a blanket of tickets, so I'd call it grid trading, maybe smart grid trading. So like a linear grid would say, every time it drops 20 pips, I'm just going to buy X, and I'm going to actually add on to it by not. I'm not going to go from 2 4 6 8. I'm just going to go maybe 1 1 1, then 2 2 2, and make it pretty soft entry, super soft. And with this soft entry, we can absorb a lot of drama. And if we place the tickets, there's certainly more work than setting up the time bots. So I don't know where we're at in this video thing because I didn't publish a lot of stuff that I did last month. I never published it, so it's just sitting in a file. But we'll just pick up as if you've heard that. So we say all that time. So I just did the posting thing, and then everybody's got a question, right? I certainly still have questions about um, how to psychologically accept losing. Every entry is a loss of at least 1 hour. Now, if you're going to jump on a early, if you're going to jump and dive into these voids where the price hasn't been in a while, and you're going to place a blanket, your own, so you have your own little pocket of capture, like you're trapping goobers. You can think of it. So whatever metaphor you need to fill in the blank, that somebody has a stop there, right at the fractal. Now this is why I'm saying that if you go against and do strip out all the filters that Bill Williams is using. Oh, he doesn't just use the fractal. Okay, he's got a 34 simple. Like if you look at his now, if you take his awesome oscillator and put it on the 5 minute chart and look for divergence, yeah, I mean, it's beautiful, right? But just like anything else, it's going to take a while for divergence. And the first divergence, it's going to be a dead cat bounce. This is where you got to sell again because that's the reversal in the Cardwell system. So you would just say, okay, well, we're going to do a trade like that. Now, that's also the thought process that you have a singularity. You're either long or short, or you're on the sidelines. But no, I don't think so. You could be slightly long, slightly short, seriously long. You could be really fucking short and really fucking long. You could be like, oh fuck, I think yeah, that's yeah, I might get stomped out of that. Okay, well, just put in some deeper tickets and walk away. Now, if you're swing trading it, which I'm talking about hard swing trading, which is you have the flexibility to run 200 pip stops and 20 pip stops all in the same instrument on one account. Pick any instrument, whether that's British pound, whatever, and now you're looking for outliers to get in on the wick, where everybody's losing their fucking mind. You have pre-embedded tickets that have expirations that make sense. If at 8 o'clock, at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, if you put tickets in that expire in 1 hour, 2 hour, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, a MetaTrader will take that time. Now the frequency of dump is the other aspect. Are you going to dump it, or is your robot going to dump it like some idiot? Which we all know. They make the best employees, right? Because they show up on time. They don't ask too many questions. As long as you give them coffee, they're good. So the idea of consistently making money trading is based on this. It's supposed to be one of the pillars is the discipline of trading. So get your, don't get emotional. It's just it's like bad sex. Don't get emotional. No, it's like sex, right? Without the love, there's just no love. Now, if you love losing, now might be up your alley, but you got to go to Vegas and you got to put some coins in the machine. Now, you may actually, if your first trade's a winning trade, this may be a big disappointment later on when you figure that, just because that setup happened, you didn't get kicked out because you had a wide enough stop on that one ticket and you risked 500 and you made $2,000. And you back tested this bullshit, and one day you decided to put the ticket. Now, I don't know if you got it into the market or you got it in the smart money, right? The institutional, supposedly they can see your tickets and all this stuff. Or they can see, that's the other thing, when you're in this pool of this real exchanges, yes, it's on a fucking platform and you can see the buy and sell orders, but you don't know what's in somebody's mind before they pull the trigger, so that does you no good there. But we can all see those orders stacked up. We can all see the voids. And what if it ever came down here? Oh shit. It's like, what if they ever said, yeah, I guess that didn't work out. Oops. You know that day's coming on everything. Every fucking topic. So yeah, it's a very sophisticated world these days. So there's a bunch of discussion here about Williams and everything. I read through it. So I would say this is contrarian trading method with the grids and all that stuff. Let me go to the charts here. So I got a couple of templates. Here's my, I asked somebody to make me an indicator that would show me the past highs and lows currently, at the moment, in real time. So unfortunately, we'd have to envision all the trades we missed back here where this pocket, this is a 40 pip window on the British pound. We would have a grid in here, but we'd have to rinse and repeat this trade to really make money, because if we just buy everything below here and try to buy less at the top of the box, so the swing trades are going to be in here. The ones that are targeted to the other side of the tracks, the auction theory, that you would buy everything below here. This is the close of day on the British pound. So you're going to buy 1K, 2K, 3K, 4K, 5K, 6K, 7K, 8K, 9K, 10K. This ticket never fills. It expires in 24 hours. All right. You get picked up here. Now this is, I'm not even going to talk about the fractal thing, but you can see how that would be your first. There's a fractal here, let's just say. I'm going to call this more important than just this. Sure, this is going to be a cute little trade. Yeah, it comes down, locks under here for 15 minutes on the British pound. You pull the trigger. But meanwhile, you're filled. I would be filled on all my limits that are stacked up here in the void. See, this is the void looking back here. So this is showing you the trailing currently right now. The trailing. This is the head of the snake, so to speak. We're just sitting right here. Well, what's going to happen? Well, can we stop hunting or whatever call? Can we start crushing this blue line? And we've drifted up, and we closed right near the high of the day. We have a hammer, I suppose. If we look at this as open, so in a candlestick, your daily candlestick would look like this. This is the bulge on the market profile bulge, right? These are the least popular prices that are rejected, comes back in. This is the better trade to put buy limits in here. But when the market was here, you knew this existed, if you can see that. And in a 40 pip window, if that's your trade strategy, that you buy 50 pip windows, you start buying here, you 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. The news comes out, they nick the wick down here, and certainly bigger tickets than this. Right? These are the bigger tickets. Big fucking tickets here. Just and good ratios too. Now I don't know if you get filled here. Maybe the spread went to about 5. So it's unrealistic that you would have got filled during this news event. But let's face it, this is the fucking trade. And then it comes back again and closes there on a 15-minute basis. Unfucking believable. This is the supposed trend trader's entry. And yes, Bill Williams has the here's a wave 4 or something. Here's a triangle. Well, what do you do here? Do you keep selling every new high and build a short position? I think you do. Sell every new high and build a short position. And when those fractal breakouts or fake outs on the 15, and then kaboom, I get the fuck out. Besides, I'm getting in here. If I'm not in on these sell limits, I got buy limits in here. I'm like, gee, what do you ever think to come back to the Sunday? Duh. So drift, kaplunk. This Complunk shit, I'm buying it, okay? Got orders in the cove here, right? So all my buy limits are in here. On the 15, this is a no-brainer fucking trade. I was long before like when the news is coming up. Sting, sting, sell limits above here. How'd that trade work out? Fucking beautiful, right? You gotta be able to absorb 60 pips of punishment. But you gotta sell into it. You're gonna be... The higher it goes, the more you sell. You're a faithful contrarian. But not because of anything. I mean, if you're watching it happen, it's kind of, I suppose, maybe too stressful. But if embedded in here you have some 10 pip targets, 20 pip targets, these are big cluster bombs up here. They're going to scalp out at the top. You're not even going to see that. And now the account can go into, look how much time you have here. It's just amazing how fast, and it's just kind of blows people's minds every time the news comes out. They don't get what's going on there. Well, nobody's that quick on the fucking draw. You have to have all your tickets in before the news comes out and say, oh, I can see a scenario where the market would actually ricochet back and forth. So all you need is the imagination to imagine how it can ricochet back and forth in these tight windows. And you can see that. And look at this kind of sneak drifts back up. But in the fractal sense, sure, you can say stuff like, well, here's a nice trend line until it broke. You know, we should have sold right here. This is the apex of the triangle. Like, anybody can see that, right? That's the thing about Elliott wave. Okay, wave 4 here or something. That breaks out. It's classic. That's good 40, 60 pips. But what if you just said, all right, I see your trade. Yeah, you're going to sell here, I know. But really, how big do you need to trade on this one trade? What does this ticket look like? Did you backtest that? Well, I run 40 pip stops to make 40 pips break even trades typically. Well, how long is it going to take before they fucking rip your face off on something like this where you sell here? I don't even, well, I guess. How are you going to take all those profits? These are such vicious moves on this thing. Man, the dollar and the pound, 15, man, closes below here. Wow. And you got in here, and you're like, dude, we were up like 100 pips, and now we're just kind of like, what the fuck? If you've ever looked at your account, I don't know if anybody's ever traded like this stuff. It's completely different than this kind of trade here where you're like, we're up or down. Well, it's not so bad. We get out. We get out anywhere we want here, you know. I'm just trying to make 20 pips. Leave me alone. Here's a nice trend pullback. Comes back. First chance to buy on closing. The first pull, the only pullback. Right. This is the measured move theory. All this bullshit, right? Just like this. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I see the Elliott wave shows up a lot easier on the line chart. By the way, this is a wave 4, right? Wave 4 consolidation. I call this the beak trade. But the problem is some of these are just catastrophic amount of pips. The auction is like, okay, you take out this low, then you come wrap around here and you just keep smashing. It's almost like a goddamn smash fest. Same thing here. This tumbling down. Okay, that's a great trade, but if you didn't get out, you're just back where you're at right now. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't take anything off the table here, take your 40 pips, your 60 pips, and call it a day. So if you're going to risk 20 to make 20, 20 to make 40, how you build your system, how many trades you take, what do you think the lazy trade is always going to be put in your tickets down here in the void. As you look back. So here is this thing marched down, started to compress, breaks out. Just put the sleeper cells in here. Fill a 20 pip window to make 40, 60 pips. So these are clunky ratios, but this is how you can claim these are good ratios. You're also going to have the break even or worse tickets in. The big money, or so to speak, the better ratios, risk 40 to make, well, you'd have to wait till the end of the day. So here's another chance to buy. And this is a cute little ABC correction. Sure, this looks like that, but this one's about twice the size of the payoff of breaking out of this apex as opposed to, well, where's the breakout here? I don't see that pattern here. I guess this is going to be the drift down, trapped under the closing floor pattern, If you traded like that here, you could have made a little bit, 10 pips. So what's the next trade? This is just going to give you the nice, obvious breakout. So pretty spike up. Well, I'm willing to sell above here for a kickback to here from where it broke out. This is your typical just wick. So I call it wick trader, I guess. You could say that's called trading the wick. If I put sell limits here, they crush into my zone, comes back deeper than my entry. So if I scalp to here, I make, say, 15 pips, and here I'll make my other 25 pips. And you just have to, now here's the, how can you lose money trading like this? Well, if I put in my sell limits here, and I can't afford the trade, I have all my sell limits are stacking up in here as the market drifts down. I'm ready to sell some more. Now it comes back, flying back, and imagine I don't cancel any of these tickets actually. These tickets, so it's different than a trailing stop. So these trailing limits, the biggest ticket is going to be everything above this. This is the oldest shelf in the whole look back. It was at the time, but that blue line got taken out as it crushed into that. So if you sold a 1K, a 2K, a 3K, a 4K, a 5K, a 6K, it wouldn't matter whether or not you were bullish or bearish. It's just selling the void. And then you scalp to here logically. This is where the breakout confirmation people are supposed to get in. Right, they bought this. And sure, if you have a buy stop here, now the problem with Williams is I don't have the patience waiting for the ultimate oscillator and the alligator. It's just fucking a goddamn circus. Okay, there I said it. Let's get that out of the way. If I have sell limits in here, I'm going to lose, right? Unless I can scalp. That same theory donated to a 40 pip window, sell, 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 sell. Okay, that's a good trade. You done good, but you never took out. You didn't go down like this. It's a scalp. Right? Most of the stuff in life is a scalp. There's not like every song you write's a hit song. That's the other problem with this. Oh, I got waiting for the perfect setup. You're trying to write a hit song. You got to write a fucking 1,000 songs. Just get started. So you got to have buy limits here. It's just the constant churning and refreshing. Buy limits here, sell limits here. The market's building you into the position. If it closes below here, I'm thinking, Jesus, nice. It locked in under the floor, but guess what's not done? So every lock in, every buy, close below the floor. Buy at the market. Buy at the market. Keep buying more. It's drifting down. So you're really buying into this on the clock. Your every close. Silly pullback here. This would be one perfect Elliott wave here. 1, 2, 3 is the biggest wave. Cuts you into this new high territory. Pulls back. You get this. That's supposed to be the wave 4. Wave 5 is supposed to be like this. This is where people get their heads exploded using Elliott wave. And I agree. Any kind of moving average, any kind of system has how do you get in and out of these trades. The typical, I guess, class that people are teaching about how to trade is based on a singular view of, well, how do I get in? Do I buy or sell? It's not typically a scaled in, scaled out. So if your premise, if your baseline, if your first principle of trading is that you don't know where the market's going, and you're going to make your entries based on that fact, but you do know that the lower it goes, the more you want to buy. So that's just going to be, if buy low, sell high is a good idea, then buy lower and sell higher is even a better idea. What makes it impossible and difficult to trade like that is that how low is too low, and how much punishment can you take? So the trick around it is to scale in so that you don't feel it, right? Like the frog. You're trying to go against what you've been told your whole life. So you try to accept the loss as a way of life, being a loser. So you really, unfortunately, have to embrace the not knowing is the best thing, because you're not responsible. You're not moving the market. You're just situating yourself around it in a way that you're either going to get in on confirmation. Right now, if this market breaks out, it's not open right now, but if it broke out right here at the current situation, should be the next price pulse should be up, I think. Don't you think? No? If you use the top become a bottom theory here as you approach the end of the day, also the Elliott wave situation here. Okay, we got, it's a wave 4, it's a wave 3 or something. ABC, so the B wave. It's either a B wave or it's going to be a wave 4. Actually, wave 2, now the view here looks, I can accept this 15-minute chart as being that, yeah, hopefully you pulled the trigger the last 15 minutes there in a trend trader sense. Here's a walk down. You could have sold every bottom becomes a top. Okay, you sell. Perfect setup, right? The scalpers have had their fun. You know, they grab the new lows. And these trend traders keep selling. They sell every rally, right? They get the perfect trend going. Just happens to be their 20 SMA just finally nailed it. which is a Fibonacci kind of. The only good thing about Fibonacci is you can just take it down to 8-period moving average 2113. You know, kind of handles 3455, so you don't have to say, what about a this 33-period moving averages? It's hard for your brain to hold on to that shit. That's why people do Gartley patterns, because their brain can hold on to that shit. Hey, it's like a hit song. Look at this trend thing here. Get my banjo out. We're in a trend. Oh my God, I just lose my mind. That's another reason why I don't like the style of trading that trend traders are doing. Where here's my entry. Jimmy Bob called me he texted me. He said, "You do see this pullback?" Dude, I loaded the wagon on that. Now I could load the wagon a lot easier on the 15. If I'm running a 15-minute trailing buy limit pod that's going to cancel replace, buy limit, filled. Okay, I got a better price than Jimmy Bob, right? Jimmy Bob's waiting for this to close. Fuck, I'm not even waiting for that. So I don't have any patience. I call my method impatient trading. How to live with impatience. And the fear of missing out. Because the girl that just bought the house next door, oh my God, no. So if you start with your buy limits here and you go, I'm just going to take a fucking serious anti-Bill Williams view of my life, of my trading. And I'm actually, I say this is the fractal. Okay, this is the simple fractal. And we're going to put a buy limit here. We're going to basically canvas 1K, 2K, 3K, 4K, 5K. We're running 80 pip stops on everything. So it's $8 every drop, and now it's getting to be like maybe, I don't know, $500. Oh, just walk away from this trade. So in the markets here, we could still have orders placed here. Right? This trade plan is running in advance. Why in the fuck would you wait? I mean, so if you're selling above this, you don't give a fuck. You're like, dude, of course I'm selling high into the void. Here, sell limits, right? You're very bearish. Are you going to wait for it to close up here? I guess. What if you're not there? 15-minute chart. Oh, I'll sell here. Just when it's going up, you're going to sell. What the hell you done? Dude, we're trend traders. It's going up. Jimmy Bob called me. He texted me. He said he's been trading for a real long time, and he waits for this setup. See this topic on the bottom right here? He just gets in here. That's great. Well, fuck Jimmy Bob. I'm not babysitting this fucking chart. I'm not sitting here. Yeah. I stared at this stared at, finally got the setup I wanted. Who are these people? Well, my 21 SMA bot got in right here. Can't see the triangle. Can't see the perfect setup there. It's a flag even. I love how this thing calls out every stacked up. This is the void. So this is the void to crush. And this is the void to crush. Any kind of probing up and down, I don't care. It's just fascinating to see this shelf is finally taken out. And I would be short into this right now. So I'm short into that. But hopefully I scalp something out of this. I'd be short into this now. Very short there and very short above that. If I zoom out, it's going to be like, oh my God, I see my tickets stacking up. Zoom out. And take a look at the bigger picture. Wait for this thing to refresh and go to the half-hour chart. So look at all these harebrained trades. Now, if you got a running 100 pip stop, British pound. Yes, my method would be, and this would blow your brains. This trade, if you watched yourself get filled on this, I think it would be a little daunting. But imagine you're running, since this is 20 pips from here to here, so you're running a 100 pip stop. You buy a 1K, you're risking $10, 100 pip stop. Then you buy a 2K with a 100 pip stop, a 3K, and on and on and on. Then your next rack comes in and says, oh, I'm going to buy a 2K, a slightly different price, with a 80 pip stop, and run 80 pip stops. Then you come in with a 3K, 3K starts buying just on the 20s, just to make it simple. It's a 20 pip grid bot. All it does is, like up here, all it does is dump on the rounds. A round dumper. So if you're just going to grid trade it in the most linear sense, you would be a buyer at the 20 to dump to make 20 to 40. You're a buyer again. You're getting killed right here. We see how you're going to get killed. And why are you getting killed, though? What's the cause and effect? I believe this void here is so compelling that when you get down there, you rip down 100 pips to come back 120 into this floor here for a wick. At least on the 15-minute you could claim. The 30-minute chart here you can claim, well, dude, I just check it every half hour. I don't know about you, but I just check it every half hour. What are you, lazy? Yes, I am. But if I checked it here, I'm like, holy shit, look at this Nick the Wick here. This is top tick Tommy territory here. So yes, I had to sell into this now. Selling into this. Sell really big above this. And very hard sell. A lot of fucking money. If you held this, now also you're building it, I'm gonna say hopefully you're trading at least 100 tickets, 100 individual tickets. So you can trade $100,000 and you've got, you're right 70% of the time, and you close all your tickets out. Depends how much you're involved in the market and how it fits your lifestyle. But I think most people can handle dropping orders that last all week. Now, they would last all week here to get filled because you would get filled on these tickets irregardless of when the fuck. Like, the market's here, but you got buy limits here. And people are telling you, dude, there is no fucking way the market's ever coming back to this price. Now, you could be so convinced that at this point in this data set, this is one day from here to here, and you're like, dude, I don't think you understand. I'm a trend trader. I make a lot of money. I have a very fancy car. I have a channel on the YouTube. Pictures of me in my Corvette with documents behind me. You know the thing. So, and this is also what you could say about this crime scene, is you take out these 20 handles and everybody's shitting their pants. You're like, yeah, I know. And you're buying it's like the mother of all. Like, you look at your phone and you're like, well, I'll be a son of a bitch if they didn't take the market back here and fucking just beat the shit out of these fucking bulls a little bit. I mean, these bears. Just punish these bears. You got a trend line here. I mean, it's the British pound, man. Like, you want to have your fucking, you want to be in a slam dance naked with something on your ne'er-do-wells and be like running naked. So, but these kind of things happen. Look at this beautiful pocket fill here. This is just, to me, this is a gold mine. What's the trade plan? What's the method? You see a void, you figure all voids like to be filled. This is also the path of least resistance, which is also Bill Williams is very brilliant. I'm not saying he's not brilliant. I mean, when he said stuff that was so simple, it's really hard to believe, you know. So he took that computer and he just ran the most crude, objective view of the market. No, just there's no, like, the market's never at a bad price. It's the price it should be right now. It's trying to equalize, I believe, the void, and the path of least resistance is the overarching reason why things move the way they do. So typically, if there's less friction, that's where you're going. And the vacuum is too inviting because the pressure offsets, so you're always equalizing into the vacuum. And once that's satisfied, the cause of the vacuum in the market is the price. The price doesn't change. So the price doesn't change, and people are like, okay, well, now we're in the doji, in the delta. at the end of wave 4, the end of wave 2, the end of wave B. And this is the place that the trend traders get on the last known trend. Now, these trends can be 5 different trends per day in different directions. There's a tick trend. There's a guy that's sitting there on the 1 minute chart. And if you back test a 21 EMA on the 1 minute chart, you could find entries that make total sense at the time. And you probably don't have a chance to even get on this trade here. But would you rather sit back, I guess like a hedge fund or a smart money trader, and have sell limits up here? And once it tags and bags it, you're good. You just made money. Like you just made money from new old stock, right? New old stock prices. Stuff that's in a warehouse. Oh, we got some of that fucking British pound over here. You want some of that? You could look at it like that. Whatever metaphor you need to make it okay to trade. You know, other than human trafficking or something like that. You don't want to get too carried away. I mean, sure, there's metaphors, there's analogies, but please, you're hurting people at this point. I do like this kind of a lie detector view with this closing price. There's a 5 minute fractal. Oh, here, go to the 1 minute chart. What are we talking about? Right, let's just get there. So here, 1 minute chart. So how to trade the 1 minute chart with my technique is to notice this. Certainly a great scalp for the people that nice tight spread here. You tag and bag, you're going to buy here. Right, this is where you sell new highs, and you buy new lows. Now, granted, if you bought too much here, you couldn't survive this, but I'm buying more. So a 1 minute chart, I'd be a seller up here and a buyer down here. Now, if I sell here and I don't take profits of something, I guess I'm going to feel bad when it comes to here. But if I'm a buyer here, like I have no sells on yet, so right now I'd be a buyer here for some kind of bounce to here. Big buyer, or I'm going to put the 20 pip linear grids in, or I'm going to put in where this is a very deep, this really matters, this area. Now the sell side, hopefully I scalp something on these pullbacks, and if I was selling higher highs, this is the big win, selling higher. So I'm going against the uptrend, building a short position. Here I'm building a long position on the 1 minute chart, so every time it makes a new low, I buy some here. And this is a little mini auction. I guess I could have dumped. But like I said, you got to be pretty quick. You got to babysit that. Buy here, you better dump, right? But depends who you are. Like if you have a grid here, you're just laughing. You're just laughing at the 1 minute chart. You're just like, dude, I'm buying down here. What are you fucking nuts? Then she rips, and you're hoping for the engulfment, which you get. See here, and then once again, the sell limits here do make money, and then a little bit more actually. But this kind of doji breakout. Okay, so if we're filling this, yes, you're losing. You sell more, and these are the big tickets, so you have to take it off the table here, or you're building short into that, and you're kind of getting bled to death, slowly but surely, in that time frame. That's the other consideration. Time frame matters. 5 minute chart. Total zoom out on the 1 minute chart. So there's total zoom out on MetaTrader 1 minute chart. See how the trend line is easy to sync that up on the 15 and everything. Go to the, okay, so you can sync it up there. You can take it right to the 1 minute chart. Here's a 1 minute chart. So this guy, Don Yo, I want to do a video about him, but I don't have the time. I don't know, it's just too funny. He's like, yeah, he's waiting for it to close here, and he goes short. I swear to God. I mean, I know it's straight. You know, meanwhile, I'm buying here. Like every time he says he's selling, even thinking about it, it wouldn't matter because it's like, okay, you're gonna sell here, and you're gonna, if you stay to here, you're like, dude, yeah, nice trade, like fucking beautiful. But I just can't imagine doing it myself. So I'm thinking, well, I'd rather buy here, buy a lot, and then just buy a real lot, and then buy a whole lot below here. So this whole lot of love trades are boom, boom, boom. Now I could have the 10 pips built in, or I'm just trying to buy everything, and then when it gets to here, it's ultra max fill. Plus, I've been buying at the 20s religiously, just a dumbass 20 pip grid. I'd say the easiest way to think about it is put in a 20 pip grid and just wait. And look at they fill you on every ticket. 100 pip stops, $10 a ticket. You're going underwater, right? So now you're $20 underwater, or you're $2 underwater, and just whatever you can withstand. Because it's going to be about buying this low and this low and this low. Because, yeah, I guess you could wait for this to come back, retest this pivot, whatever you think's going on here. This is a 618 for God's sakes, or some shit. You got a 34 moving average on your 1 minute chart. You're buying this shit. Oh, okay, I understand, but I can outdo you by saying I'm going to buy here. I'm going to buy here. I'm really going to buy here. I'm going to be so fucking long, where you're just saying I'm going to risk 2% of my account. Keep buying here. I back tested it. Okay, well then your trailing stop comes in. All right. You're probably making more money than me in this one instance, because if you have it, and it, I guess, depends how big your account is, to say 2% of an account. So you buy here and you run trailing stop, and you're still in that trade, and you're letting your profits run. Okay, there's that trade. But what I'm saying is, my view is that may be true, and I'm in the same trade as you if I have my scalps built in and my long range targets. So I retain some of that ticket, but I've already scalped out of it. You get in, and you hope that they don't stop you out, I guess. But you're able to ride the train and let your profits run. So if you bought this pullback and you put your sell stops in, and everything was great, and you're letting your profits run. Another just completely ridiculous comment. I'm never letting my profits run, dude. I'm cashing out of something. There's no fucking way. I want to be right. Like, unless I'm planning on building a giant swing trade where I go underwater, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna lose a few. They're gonna have to cut bait, so I'm gonna have to. This fish is gonna need more fucking whatever, thicker line. So I do break out the big guns. It's kind of like Scarface, but I'm gonna win. Okay, so when I see them on the cameras, I'm like, yeah, I know this amount of blow is not helping so much. I feel more alert, but I don't think I can withstand the onslaught of punishment. But it's certainly exciting, and the beat down before the news. The news is the best. It is the best big targets, fast money in the world. If you could trade the news, you could trade anything. I recommend trading the news on a demo, though, first. So you put in your traps, you put in your limit grids, your going against the trend traders again, the so to speak trend traders, or the current bullish. If it's going up, I'm selling. If it's going down, I'm buying. It's completely different than the turtle method or the fractal crude entry, where buy high, sell higher, buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high sounds like it makes more money, but it depends where you're at, because you could have just easily said, well, on the fractal system would work on the 1 minute chart, though. That is the amazing situation, is that he's got it there. Right there, he's winning. If Bill Williams says to me, yeah, well, certainly, you go to the 1 minute chart, yeah, I got to buy stop here, buy stop here, buy, because you're going long at the fractal. All I'm saying is that, would you rather buy the pullbacks, though? Every time it's down on the 1 minute, then she breaks out. Then you clean up. Then when it gets kind of quiet, step back there, Jack. Or just don't even trade it until it gets above here. So tactically, how do you do it? Can you handle selling above this? Oh, I'm going to sell so much above this. I saw this fucking nut on the internet talking about sell high. Sell this. Sell more here than you sell here. Really go against these fuckers. Say, fuck you. And all the trend traders. You see what the trend traders are doing there. The same thing can be said for this little pocket. Buy limit territory. Yeah, if I'm in my car or I'm using my tablet, not that I would use my tablet in the car, but I'm going to, it's constantly dropping some tickets here on the sell side also, running 4-hour tickets up here, something I could roll over in bed. The tablet's on a dock, it's next to your head. All right, this is better, easier to make money by trading some of this stuff by just dropping tickets in the middle of the night that last 4 hours. So you're only accepting exposures to, like on this is 1 minute chart, by the way, so probably got a fill down here. You probably got filled on this. I'm sure that happened. Let's go to the 5 minute chart, see if that's possible. And the Wayback Machine of just yesterday. Okay, every day is a dotted line vertically. Look at this thing taking out the high of the day and coming back into Asia. So the Asian trade for me is going to be, let's put a buy limit here, 5 minute chart. Let's get in here, buy. And they never fill these tickets. Eventually they do. But first you have to come back to this. You're buying into that. You're dumping. This is the obvious scalp. And if you're still holding it, thinking, yeah, but what about the sellers up here, right? All the smart anti-trend people. Sell 1K, 2K, 3K. Did you hold it until it took out this? Here's where you would take some punishment on this theory of getting in against the trend traders. You're going to buy this. You buy just at the 20s. And it's going down. Trend traders are saying, well, we're making so much money on the downside here. I'm like, yeah, I know. I understand, yes, I know. It's, you need a booster, don't you, though? And then you get the booster down here, and then, uh-oh, I just struck out. Thank you very much. Should have just done heroin instead and killed 4 people. Yeah, actually, my drug of choice would be a lot of heroin and scalping. Look at this raid, though. You got your buy limits in here. You got a ton of them here, and just unfucking believable amounts. And once again, you could just buy in the 20s. So you got buy limits here. 1 ticket. I'd say for the starter kit to make it really believable that it's true, you got to sell them on the 20s all day long. All day long. Look at you, filled all 4 tickets. She comes ripping back down here. It fills these 4 tickets. Wow. Just amazing. It's so stupid. It's really what's going on. This constant backfill, upfill, downfill, sideways fill. I believe it's the true essence of what's really going on here. Sure, you can have your trend lines here. That's all cutesy. And I understand because you want it to make sense. Our brains are dying to make sense of it. The yearning to have this view that's a repeatable trade. So I just found the answer to be, what is repeatable? Whatever goes up must come down. Gets above here. This is the shelf. Pretty dense. That's why you're able to scalp into that. Actually, this right there and right there. So this thing, and then here's your classic bottom, last known bottom. Comes all the way back and tags the 20. They're trying to make 20 pips, trying to make 40 pips, trying to make 60 pips with a 40 pip stop. Oh, 60 pips, $6 a ticket. The if you take it here, you buy here, you buy here. You know what? It's unfortunate you didn't get in bigger there. Because look at this. So as the account gets bigger, you can put in denser packs. You can have just chunky, big ass tickets here that never filled. But it's not like it couldn't happen. We've seen it before. If the deeper the orders, the bigger the tickets are here. You'd have to buy into this where this is a pretty fucking big trade. Plus, you're buying because it closed under this floor and it closed under this. Every time it closes under there, I'm punching that buy button. Oh, I'm pressing that button, especially when I see this happen. If I'm here for this, like this, oh, I'm buying that. Right? Now, it's not the bottom, but I'm buying this close below here, and when it comes down here and closes, I'm like, holy shit. If I'm there, I'm like, buy, 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 buy. And then just let it go. If you're not in this trade yet, you're going to say, well, this is a 5-minute chart. Let's sell up into this thing. Sell, 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 sell. Then you get paid. So you can see the whole pattern play out on the 5-minute chart. But that's what all I'm doing is saying sell above this. Buy everything down here. I don't have anything, but buy more here because of this. Buy more here because of this carved out area. Let's look back into the void. It's the void's left behind. Go to the 15-minute chart from here. So the landscape here is a little easier to see. The half hour. Yeah, see, look at that daily landscape. So if you're a big hedge fund, which kind of to me means you can handle a lot of punishment, pip-wise. You're a big buyer here. Huge inventory. New old stock. Super buy zone. People are just, oh. And look at the reaction. So huge order imbalance there. Insane. 4-hour chart. This is 1 week from here to here. Another reason why that ICT guy is full of shit about the weekly bias. Okay, well, the 4-hour chart, you could say, well, you know what? I guess so. It's in a downtrend on the 20 EMA, simple moving average on the 4-hour chart, which is a great way to look at the weekly because this is a week from here to here. Okay, you know what? Just sell every rally above the 21 EMA. I'm going to beat the shit out of this ICT guy, right? Sell, sell, sell. Why doesn't he just tell people? Well, just put your sell limits on the last known high. Well, no shit, Sherlock. If you think it's going down, and put your buy limits down here. Well, both people are making money. They're called traders. I'm not investing. I'm range trading it. 80% of the market's going like this. Why don't I just trade like this? Sure, there's these moves. And there's these moves. How often does that fucking happen? Well, there's this guy once, and he found this really cute girl, and he got married, and well, he didn't kill her. Turned out he didn't cut her up and put her in the he's the one that didn't put her in the backyard cut up? Oh, shit, I gotta hear this. 4-hour chart. Here's a close below the floor. Hopefully the robot locked into that. Well, weekly bias is down. Well, sell every rally. So sell limits in here, of course. But I have my sell limits here. My buy limits down here. 80%. Here's 20%. 10% time. 10% of the time. 20% of the time. 80% of the time the market's going like this. Just beating the shit out of people. Right? Just beating the shit out of people. So I'd say this is a gold mine to me. This is my kind of trading. Bullshit. Because I'm going to buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. Little trendy there. Okay. I like what you got there. That trend, yeah, that new jiggly camera style. Instead of steady cam, it's fucking jiggly cam. And here's a big trend for a moment. Big trend. Chop. Then a big trend down. Look at this trend. Look at this one. Oh my god. Isn't this just a trap up here? Just top tick Tommy auction madness. Yeah, they're gonna, and then they're gonna make. It's gonna be okay to have it's okay to do anything. It's never okay to do everything, dude. It's a puritanical. It's just picking up where the Victorians left off. Make everything puritanical, utopianistic. From both sides of the tracks. We need to have a perfect world where the market doesn't come down here and just crush everybody and then rip back. I know, we need to put curbing limits in. Let's protect people. I'll show you how to trade soon. So this is the horrifying truth of it all, is that you can make more money from noise than from utopian dreams of. But don't tell that to that other guy, because he's also right. I can't do what he does. He's selling here. He's selling here. He may be making this amount of money, but I realized a long time ago, I'm not that guy. I'm buying here. I'm buying here, and when it comes down here, I'm like, dude, I just bought so much. You gotta check this trade out. And I'm cashing out when we smack back to the floor. Then I come in here and I buy and I say, we gotta see the prices again. They're carving this shit out. When they get down here, I'm gonna buy the world. I'll make more money in 4 hours, depending on how I scale in there, than the guy that's selling here. He's selling here. He waited a whole with the weekly trend down. I'm actually getting in early on this one. Right, so you don't have to trade this method. I prefer to go against the fractal. So the fractal's here. I'm a big seller above that for this trade. Comes ripping back, and I can already see my next trade. Look at what's going to happen if this British pound ever makes it back up into this situation here. It's going to be fucking nuts. Of course, the seller's delight, come back, cash out. The grid's going to start like this on the 20s. Buy limits on the 20. Look how it paid off here. Damn. And this, you could trade this. This is the 4-hour chart. If it closes below here, okay, these are real setups. Any close above here, I'm selling. Close above here, I'm selling the 4-hour chart. This is the best setup, is my opinion. The reversal setup where you're locked above new highs. Like, we think it's going like this. Maybe. Closes above this high. Locked in this window. This would have been an easy scalp. If you have trailing buy limits, scalp, and here it goes, I guess you could say totally wrong. Because if you buy this, your 20 pip bot comes out and just says, we're going to put in 20. Yes, you're going to get fucked up on that. If these are really big tickets, once again, the size of the account. If this is a 8K down here with a 100 pip stop, $80 risk, I'm sorry, $800 risk, then you're going to make, like, holy shit, right? 120 pips. It's carving above this high of the week. Well, this is ripe territory. It has nothing to do with the moving average. this trade of selling into this void back to here. Sure, there's maybe trend traders getting in the trade buying. There's 618. What are you, fucking retarded? Don't you even know what Fibonacci is? Let me explain something to you. There's this guy named Mr. Leonardo Fibonacci. I don't know what. But I say the easy trade, the easy money is to put a buy limit here, buy pack, deeper one here. Constantly refresh. Sell limits. Now, if you do run the random bot, and it's constantly trolling with buy limits and sell limits, at some point you're going to get filled just from static entries. 80 pip deep grids every 4 hours. This is the 4-hour chart. We can kind of see if the last all day long, all week long, we've got buy limits down here. I'm telling you, if the market ever comes down here and buying, you're like, oh, that's a good trade there. No shit. So these are fucking great goddamn lock in, right? You're getting in down at the rock bottom. This is the trade. You're buying it here. It closes down. Oh shit, beautiful. 4 hours you're out. 8 hours you're out. Boom, cash out. Buy down here. Oh my god, beautiful. Cash out. Sure, you could have stayed till here, but why not just buy the pullback, right? You're dropping 1 hour tickets in here. The 1 hour tickets are filling here. The 4 hour tickets. These are the weekly tickets. You have to wait for the thing to tick at the low of the week. Or the monthly. You put a monthly expiration. I got tickets. Dude, I've been buying down here forever. What you talking about? Of course we're buying down here. All the goobers are like, yeah, man. We went short on the breakout of this fractal. Look at how much money we're making. I understand. Yes, I understand there's a no-nonsense fuck out there that's like, yeah, as soon as it goes below here, I'm going to sell. Okay, this is my anger. This is like somebody wearing a mask in the store. I got that you fucking want to live. Are you protecting me? What do you got, leprosy? Get the fuck out of the store, okay? Get on the electric cart. I'll let you steal the cart this time. Vote for me for president. What I'll do is be like, do whatever you want to do, okay? Just as long as you got, just don't go against me on these trades I'm talking about. Don't be a trend trader. Oh, that's the mask thing. I'm going to get a funnel. I swear I'm threatening to create the funnel. So this is the thing that's designed to take everything in. It goes in your mouth and it flares out like a fucking. And every time you speak, people can hear you very. It's not like that muffled, like I'm wearing a mask. With the wear a mask, I can't understand what the fuck you're saying, for God's fucking sake. So, get a bullhorn, man. Get a bullhorn. Go full retard. But as I looked at this 4-hour chart, I thought, well, maybe I'm doing this wrong. Like, I'm waiting for this setup. I saw this book where, well, there's a 618 in here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. It's going to be it. I said, what the fuck? Why don't I just put orders on these 20 pips? It looks like the market can turn around in 20. Hey, listen. At least I can do the fucking math, right? 618 is not a round number, goddammit. It's 6.18968. It's actually pi. If you want to know the truth, son, there ain't no fucking real number. What's the best place to get in? Everywhere. But the higher it goes. So you have to stand in front of the train here. Psychologically, it's very demanding. This is going to be epic. If it ever gets up here, who the fuck's not selling this pocket? Like, who's not selling above here? Come on, man. Can't you see? Nobody'd open this garage with my car, with my Fibonacci bots in there. I park all those documents right next to my Fibonacci bot. It's all the USB drive stacked up in the corner, man. Don't drive over that shit. God, what pathetic. I'm on the Jay Leno show here, man. Give me a break. Jay Leno trades forex. Yeah, I got this course. They told me I was making money until then. Oh, I don't know what happened here. Jimmy Bob sold. He sold. I love that trading course you got. The trend trading course, is it? Yeah. Fucking hey, I feel like we've been fucked. Like, then I decided, I think the trend is not my friend. I think the trend is kind of an illusion. Sure, there's a trend if you know when to get the fuck in and out. Like if you sold here, you sold here. Like yeah, finally my moving average crossed over and it's okay to sell. I back tested it. It's a great fucking system. Sold, 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 and I don't know what the fuck happened. We had trailing stops back here, and they stopped us out of every fucking trade. We never took a profit. Even the bull bots. So the contrarian swing trading entry bull bot would build a position. Every close above this, below this, the 4-hour chart. Big swing trader now looking to hold these trades for 3 weeks though. So if I got in here at the top of this thing, I sold. You know, I'm holding down that for about 2 weeks. Now, I'm not that guy, but if you were that guy, you would sell into this golden top tick Tommy situation. Oh, dude, I'm so fucking short, that son of a bitch. Maybe you cash out here on something, right? You're like, I'm greedy. I'm not that greedy. I go full auction. Higher highs, lower lows. The lowest lows to date. And I'm good with this trade. But no, that's not enough for me. I'm waiting for it to take out this low to come. So I'm waiting for it to take out this low. I see you guys scalped that. Yeah, you scalped that. Yeah. I'm waiting for it to take this low out, and then I'll get out. I met a guy like that from England. He said, I'm just going to wait. Sells here, holds it for 3 weeks down. 3 fucking weeks. Oh, yeah, I'm waiting for my targets down here. Got some Fibonacci extensions down here. I see what you did there, yeah. You got it here very tight, and you did. Oh, that's a nice move. Can you show me how to trade like that? I could never. That's how you do it. You wait 3 fucking weeks to get paid. Meanwhile, these moves would be fucking pissing me off, right? So I'm short. I'm very hog short. You're gonna enjoy this shit. All the money these contrarians are making from you, they're buying every fucking. Like this is where they fucking kill you. Not kill you, but somebody's making money while you're holding your short from here. Some guy's like, that was a fucking juicy ass, quick and dirty money. He made more money in 3 days. And you've been in this for how long? This trade locked up all this margin, all this stuff. My target, not sticking to it. I don't think you understand. I'm from the South. We're very laid back. It's like Bill Williams. I got all the patience in the world. These are very good systems. The anti-trend trader. We just keep buying. I'm going against this guy. He got in this breakout. He learned this in a book. You got to see the setup. What's the trade now? Well, hopefully you bought. I would just say, hopefully I bought that and I just made money in fucking 8 hours. So my trade is here. I bought this plunge, I cashed out. Or I sold this and I cashed out. As soon as I see a climax, I'm either buying or selling. If it's up like this hard, I don't know if I would have sold that. I'd probably be buying this. I'd be buying this, this, and this. I'd take a pounding. But I make it all back here because I'm going to buy more here. I'm going to dump. So in the weekly window, no weekly bias. I have no bias. No bias means objective view of volatility. Volatility matters. Volatility is typically the exposure of a trend because now it's starting to cut through all the noise. And you're seeing, wow, everybody's on board. Everybody agrees, yeah, I guess it is bad. Yeah, that drinking and driving thing, that's not good. Like my reactions kind of slow it down. Yeah, you think? And this void is building up. I don't know. So I'm not counting on this trade. I'm going to say, let's sell into this thing. What's going on right now? Let's sell this fucker. So I have my sell grids up in here, and I'm just going to sell. Then I have my buy limits down here once again. It's as simple as that. I got to get back to my horror movies, but I don't know if that helps. It was kind of a scattered brain explanation, but in essence, it's more about price levels and closing price levels than it is in having a lot of tickets in, by the way. Having at least 3 tickets, 10, hopefully 10, buy, buy this pocket, then dump, sell up here. So sell this high, sell that high, sell that high. You're selling into that to cash out to here. You're selling into this to cash out, selling into cash out, or buying into cash out. Here's where you're going to notice that you didn't have a wide enough stop or wide enough, or you didn't buy even really more. So how to maximize it? You'd have to have the flexibility to step in hard here. But if you have a constant grid, that's the day that grid fills. A constant 20 pip grid dropping in front fills statically into this without any kind of clever examination of the void. Like saying, I'm going to buy a ton here. You're just buying here because it's 20 pips deep. Otherwise, you're going to, in other words, the 20 pip grid's constantly running. There's orders here till they get filled and you cash out, hopefully. And here, once again, they're just coming out in front. On the sell side also, the 20 pip bot is constantly dumping shit like this, like a blanket of bullshit. Every 20, so the trade plan going into next week, if you want to see if you could psychologically handle going 40 pips underwater, 60 pips underwater per ticket in just a simple sizing, or are you have the big balls to step in front and say, yeah, I'm just going to do a slice at a time, 1K, 2K, 3K, 4K. I'm really getting underwater here. I don't know. Okay, 8K or 10K, 20K if you're really a heavy hitter, right? So you can risk about, I don't know, $500 on this trade. Buy limit 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K. You're buying a 50K, you're buying a 60K, you're buying a 70K. You're ready to buy an 80K. Now you got to be ready to buy that other shit. A 10K, 20K, 30K, right? So that's a size. You're not going to overload it. You could go 2, 4, 6, 8, and of course you would see when you played that back that robot right here, if you cherry pick that trade, it would make so much fucking money up here because it'd be a 20K, a 40K, 80K, 160K. And holy shit, you hold the 160K, maybe you scalp one of these tickets out of here. You hold that till here. You play that back. Oh yeah, I back tested that. Well, you gotta see this shit I back tested. That's completely different, right? So yes, if you can afford to sell five standard lots, you're going to sell the 20K, the 25K, the 50K. You're going to be short about 3 standard lots with something to spare up here. Let's imagine you got 10 grand on the account. You can do this trade. Now, do you hold the whole fucking thing till down here? You do as you look back in hindsight. You're like, dude, you would have held to here. Forget about it, right? And you run your trailing bullshit stop. Right? They would have stopped you out here. Maybe. That's still a good chunk of money. You started selling above here. You got out here. Who's making more money? The guy buying, I'm buying the 618 here and risking 2% of my account. I know. Actually, I'd give that guy the better. Like if he could see, well, we buy the first pullback. Here's a 618. Okay. Buy. But for God's sakes, cash something out because look at this. You got to take something out, and you're in the seller's window. So the trend trader's got to be aware of the void. Certainly the void traders like me, the uncharted territory, or the bad side of town, nobody ever goes down there anymore. I mean, down here? Yeah, I know, we're all excited about the future. Oh, wait a minute. Tommy's got a thorn in his side. He picked up a boost. I hope you weren't victimized by the hump and dump, trash and ram. We're here to help you program. Still hear ads on the radio because I think there's too much money still waiting to get spent. You know, these contracts don't, you got to be on a contract constantly. Okay, the daily chart. Wow. So this is something that, this is how you're going to blow up the account. You're going to say, well, let's just buy down in this territory. This should be a good idea. Oh, I had the same idea. So you buy everything below here. Can you survive that? To make this? No, I couldn't. Even if about 1K is all the way down. So theoretically, these things work out. But size-wise, like here, you're buying the close below here. Brilliant. You could scalp to here, or you could ride it in anticipation. It never takes this out. And then what happens? A little dead cat bounce into the void. Nice scalp to here, and then a total obliteration. Right, total obliteration there. Ripping out. This is zeros going historically low there. Zoom out to the weekly, the monthly. Big hammer job down there. It's over. All the way back to the floor. Look at this stuff. Here's a trend. Beautiful trend here. Ranging though. It's a beautiful trend for people. Here's a nice trend. But like once again, noise trend. Kind of noisy here. I'm going to call this noise, even though this is the most gorgeous topic. I'm about to drift up into the floor of the structure, and then more noise, more bullshit. Kind of trendish. Noise, trend. I expect more noise. Forecast ahead. Bullshit. Bullshit trades. No drama. Drama's a rare thing. That's why it's drama. Stands out. The wick. Drama wick. Wick drama. Your Australian dollar. Daily chart. Same thing. So now can you see my trade? You're going to buy everything here. You're going to buy everything below that. You're going to buy below that wick. So that's the entry. Just using the Williams for easy identification of where my tickets would be. Buy here, buy here. So I bought those three. I bought these two, dump. Buy here. Buy a bunch here. No fill on these buys, but good fill here. And all the way back. Same on the sell side. We're going to sell above this. So sell, sell, sell. Sell about that. No buy, sell. Oh, buy. Fading the fractal, buy. So just easy place to buy. Selling above here again. Super sell here. Triple signal, big fat tickets up here. Probably cash out to the next cut. That trade's over. So I'm only in for that, Now certainly in the 4-hour chart, there's going to be more entries. So that's why I'm going to sell. I'm not going to get in. I'm not going to pay attention to that fractal. I'm just putting it there as the next magnitude up of fractal, because my sell is always going to be sell limits on the top of these wicks. So this is bigger position. 1, 2, 3, 4K. Never fills here. I'm selling that. Then I'm going to buy limits here, buy limits here, buy limits here, buy limits here. Get filled here, buy limits. So this whole cove. Then sell limits on the top of this for that trade. Top sell limit, sell limit. Selling new highs. Trailing sell limits running. Get filled. Sell limit, cash out. Certainly buy limits in that. Not a great trade. Buy limits here. Great trade. So always willing to place my tickets. So sell limits above. Trailing against. Going totally against the money managements of other people. They've got their canceled. They went long here. 618 pullback for these trend traders. Buy here. They had their trailing sell stop and they get stopped out. When they get stopped out, I'm getting limited in. I'm buying on limits. And then I'm dumping because I got my sell limits on the rooftops here on the 4-hour for this trade coming back. Supply and demand. Here's the supply or the demand, whichever way you're going. And that's my trade. So whatever you call that, I guess contrarian fractional backfill. Yeah, I guess so. Anyways, back to my horror flicks.